I-80 westbound, traffic stopped on mile 229. Same, I just jackknifed in the shoulder.
Welcome to winter in Wyoming. Welcome to another video. Why am I clapping? You won't believe this. Actually, you probably will. It's Wyoming, right? First of all, I have a story for you guys, but before I get into all of that, because I mean, this has just been the craziest week ever, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of backstory. Recently, just for this week, I've been doing 2 dedicateds to Denver, Colorado, and of course, it's starting to be winter time. And the best way to get there is 80 to 25, and we all know I-80 through Wyoming is an experience during the winter. Do you want to help me announce the CB wiener? Do you? If you do, then get up on the seat. Okay. Okay, can you turn around a little bit? Come on this side. Here, right here. Right here, sit. Sit, say hi to the camera. Kodiak. Hey, sit. Okay, we'll just announce the scene. Okay. Alrighty, so I know everybody's been asking for the winner for a while, and hopefully I'm not doing this too late. I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can, but with running all the time, it's just been really hard to get videos out. But hopefully that will change soon. So the winner of the CB, drum roll. Coda, are you excited? Drum roll, is Tiger Lily. And I think he'll put her name somewhere around here. And thank you so much for everybody who entered, the comments, and basically all the support on the channel has been amazing. Remember to like the videos, it helps a lot. Continue watching the videos, the longer you watch, the better. Also, if you just want to look at some of the older videos too, those are some of my favorite. It makes me kind of sad because I feel like people don't really recognize how awesome they were. But like my winter storm video from last year in Colorado, that was fun. Anyways, thank you for entering. I really want to do more giveaways like this, especially CBs, because I feel like this is really fun and people really appreciate these kind of products. So we'll do more CB giveaways. And if you have any ideas for future giveaways or the type of CB that you guys want me to give it away, to give away, please comment it down below. And that way we can get more stuff out to you guys. Hey, Dakota, look at the camera. Can you say hi to the camera? Camera, right here. Hey. What is over there that you're looking at? I don't see anything. Oh, there was a dog in that car. Did you see that dog? Nope. Okay, I guess this is officially a story time because it happened yesterday? It may have been like in the nighttime, so it was 2 days ago. It was basically less than 48 hours ago, so it wasn't really, that doesn't matter. My last trip through Wyoming from Denver back to Portland, I had gone to sleep. I had already checked the weather to determine which way we were gonna go from getting the load, which is something all of the new truckers out there, even old truckers, like everybody needs to trip plan, especially with the weather. And so I checked the weather, and all of my apps said, oh, nothing to worry about, right? Right. So, come up here, and I guess while I was sleeping and BKM was driving, I wake up because I hear somebody on the CB yell something about somebody going 75 miles an hour or something like that and calling somebody a super trucker, and I don't know why that woke me up, but it just did. So I woke up, and you won't believe what I saw, but I took a video with my iPhone because I was thinking, wow, like at some point I'm gonna have to tell somebody about this, so here's the footage. Slow down. Can't see. Slow down. Okay. Where did the lights go with the other truck?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I can't see. This guy wants to pass.
Just slow down. You're not even... Yeah, where are you going? He probably doesn't even have a seat.
Not too smart to be going that fast, US Express.
Basically, the wind was blowing really hard, so usual high winds in Wyoming, but the snow was super heavy. And all of it combined just made something that just looked and felt awful in the truck. And so I'm sure you can see that from that video. And then, so that kind of led up after a while. There were people trying to pass during that. Can you believe that? So after that, it started to lighten up, and a couple of hours later, or I don't think it was that much later. I think it was only an hour later, because I actually came up and I sat up front. I'd only had 3 hours of sleep at this point, so I wasn't really totally awake, but I had that point where like you just take a long enough nap that you're just kind of, you're ready to go, but you'll crash soon after. Or at least that's how it is for me. A little while later, we get into kind of like a slowdown where somebody had jackknifed, and I think we were pretty early upon the accident, so it wasn't backed up really far yet. It was only backed up a little bit, so we were all still moving kind of steady until we got to the point where the guy had jackknifed off the road. And so we all had to slow down, and it just so happens that we were all on ice. Every single one of us was on ice, and I have some filming of that as well. As BKM slowed down with the rest of everybody, I think it was to the point where as soon as he was going like 15 miles an hour, he could no longer speed up any longer because his tires were spinning, so he just slowly started getting slower and slower and slower and slower until completely stopped. And we were stuck in the middle of the interstate on ice and couldn't move. So I called the police first to report the jackknife, because I don't think anybody reported that. So I called and I said, hey, do you know where the jackknife is? And they're like, no. And I was just like, really? But so I reported that, and then I reported us being next to it, stopped on the ice and spinning tires. And we weren't the only ones, because there was I'm trying to tell a story here. Jesus. Is that more comfortable? Good gracious. Okay. Apparently we needed to adjust our seating for story time. Not good enough? What is wrong? So there was an Amazon Prime driver who was passing us in the only other lane there was, and he started spinning too. I think the guy next to us might be stuck. Nice. I knew it would happen eventually. I think if you slow down too much, you get stuck. But that's the price you pay for, I guess, keeping a cushion.
He's gonna completely block the interstate right now.
I've already called 911 and I let them know not only about the truck that nobody's called about, but also about us blocking the interstate. He's pushing on. Is he pushing on? Can he do it? He's like a snail. Poor guy.
Keep going! Keep going!
Oh no. Who is he? He's gonna get stuck beside us. Hopefully he doesn't run into us. I don't understand why people are passing in the median. Y'all should just chill out. Look at his tires. He's going that way. He's sliding. Be careful passing him on the right. And I think BKM got some good footage of that because I remember him videoing him and I was laughing really hard because I was sitting over here in the driver's seat as he's videoing this guy like doing this, trying to get there. Anyways, it was fun. Everybody on the CB was mad. Nobody knew what was going on except the people up where everything was happening. So I tried to call back to most people. There was a pilot double tanker that went through the frickin' median on the grass and passed our truck on that side through the grass and then just went on his way. That's super scary. Like, so we couldn't get out and do anything. BKM did get out and was able to put out triangles and then get back in the truck. And one of I guess a cop showed up that I called. He wasn't very nice. He was very angry. I think he was either having a bad day or he really just doesn't like his job. He shoveled some dirt and salt from the side under the tires, which I could have done if I had anything on this truck, but because it's a rental and I wasn't planning on having it that long, I didn't put anything on the truck, which was, you know, my mistake. I have chains, but nothing else as far as that goes. So once he told us to start moving, I wasn't even thinking about the triangles that we put out, and we had to start rolling forward. And then it dawns on me and he says, don't stop, and I'm like, but my triangles! I was so sad. They were brand spanking new triangles and they were just left there in the hammer lane, and it was just sad. It's sad. I still don't have any triangles because today is literally the next day. So after those two events, another hour later, or maybe not even, no, I lied, 5 miles later, because I remember now, 5 miles later, we all come to a stop again.
100% Yankee mother.
Here comes Mr. Tow Truck. Seriously? to get to the left lane. Oh, he has coils. Oh, those are rubber, aren't they?
Yeah, I think he's forgetting that this is ice.
Wow, things we see every day. I think it was 2 trucks got into an accident. I don't know. People on the CB were saying all kinds of stuff, and nobody knew the story. And everybody was complaining how nobody knows how to drive. And honestly, that's not really the way to be. It's not that nobody knows how to drive, it's that the conditions suck. And yeah, some people drive too fast and accidents happen that way, but there's a lot of accidents that happen when people aren't being reckless and they're doing the right things. So it's just, be nice to everybody. I mean, who knows? The guy that jackknifed could have been going like just 20 miles an hour and it just slid, you know? We have to be nicer to each other. Anyways, at that point, they started holding up traffic because there was a hill after this, I guess, long line of trucks that we had now officially made a pile-up of just trucks. Not pile-up, we weren't touching each other, we all had our space. But they were letting a few trucks go at a time because there was ice on the hill. And so we all needed a running start to start getting up the hill. We're just about to head up the hill, so people were sliding down the hill earlier. We'll see if we make it or not. Just gotta keep this cushion, but this guy beside us in the hammer lane is eating the other guy's butt. Don't know why. Here comes the moment of truth. Hopefully we don't slide off the edge. It was actually really cool. Like, we all kind of worked together to make that happen and get everybody going. But at first there were people spinning tires on the hill and people were, again, complaining that nobody can drive, but again, it's just conditions. Long story short, the whole point of this video is because I really wanted to chat about some things you can do. These aren't necessarily like all the winter tips I can think of or anything like that, but just a couple of things to keep in mind, especially for new people that are starting out. I-80 is a scary place to be in the winter time, and you need to make sure that you check the weather and you know your weight of your truck and the wind and the snow. Make sure you have chains. The biggest, most important thing is, regardless of what situation you put yourself into, make sure that you have a cushion between yourself and the truck in front of you, and that's relative to the weather conditions. So even if you're on ice, you should, like, and you're only going like, or you're on something slippery and you're only going like 10 miles an hour, that doesn't mean you should only have 10 feet between you and the truck in front of you. You should have a lot of space because there's no telling if you can stop or not. And then if you try to like turn out of the way or anything like that, you're just going to jackknife or you're gonna end up running into them regardless. So it's just, we just gotta be careful. And there is blowing snow outside. Well, this is Wyoming and weather changes in an instant, literally. So take your time. Another thing you can do to keep like snow from building up on your windshield is to rain exit. Rain exit a couple of times, because sometimes the first coat isn't really the best. And you can rain X in cold weather, even though it says you can't. you can do it in a fuel island. I wouldn't do it below 20 degrees, but it's definitely possible to rain-X your windshield when it's cold, so don't let that deter you from doing it. If you're somewhere cold and it needs to be done, just do what you can to keep your visibility clear. If you start to get a buildup of ice on your windshield, you're already past the point of keeping your windshield clear, so you're gonna have to turn on your heater for your windshield. But someone once told me, and I think this was like 3 years ago, and it was an older gentleman, I don't remember where, but he said, I know it sounds really weird, but blow cold air on your windshield to keep it clear of the ice. And so I thought about it for a little bit, and I was like, it makes sense, because you're not allowing the ice to melt and form something to like stick to the windshield, if that makes sense, or stick together to each of the little ice things. They're just gonna slide off. And so I did it, but it's actually really brutal. So if you can avoid having to blow cold air on your windshield, that's optimal. But if you start off and you want to start just by blowing cold air on your windshield because you know it's going to be rough, then bundle up before you start driving. Even have some like winter gloves that you don't use for obviously like truck stuff, so they don't have grease and stuff on them, and wear those while you drive, because the cold air is like right there, so it's very cold on your hands, believe me, I know. And so those are like just a couple of things. I'm going to make a chain video soon, so I'm sure that will be very, very soon, and I just want to show you real time what it's like, and I want to give you all the tips and tricks that I've learned from drivers before me, and I have gotten it down pretty good now, and I can do it pretty fast. And I think there's a little things that I've learned along the way that I can help pass on to you. I know that I don't necessarily make an exhaustive list of all the winter tips possible, but I know there are plenty of people out there that have information to add to the video. So if that's you, add it in a comment down below, or if there's anybody out there who has questions, add them down below, because there's plenty of people in this small community that I guess we've created that can help, and I appreciate all of you very much, and I'm excited to see what you guys have to add. Anyways, this was a long video, and I hope you guys are having a great, wonderful day wherever you are, and please be safe out there. It is winter time, and we all need to take a little extra care, and also be kind to the other drivers around you, and remember to like the video if you liked it. If not, then don't worry about it. But have a nice one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alright, hold on one second, I'm gonna go help him know what to do first. Okay, so you gotta slide it on. Okay, so all this through here, and then... Okay, this is gonna suck because I gotta roll back. I'm just trying to get it as tight as I can, but because this quarter fender's here, it's really hard. And it's getting slow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I don't know if we'll make it.
You got a little something in there. Give it a...
There is a FedEx truck truck with a light pole on it. I'm kind of worried. My steer is kind of, if I hit big spots of snow, it slides around.